Is killing people okay if you're friends with America? I mean, look at Colombia. People there are protesting against President Ivan Duque. Duque is America's... what's the word?
He's my bitch.
Pretty much. And that might be the reason why Western media outlets are largely ignoring the unrest in Colombia, despite some celebrities like Shakira and Justin Bieber speaking out. Now, try to remember how the media reported on the unrest in Venezuela. Let's take a look at the double standards here. When Venezuela was the stage of anti-Maduro protests in 2019, US media were all over that like a fat kid on a cake. And Washington was very clear about their message to Maduro regarding the unrest.
I hope that you will care enough when you see the horror, when you see the tragedy, to change your ways and to leave your country.
But now, dozens have been killed and hundreds injured in Colombia, where the police have violently cracked down on largely peaceful demonstrators protesting against the proposed tax law. That guy was student activist Lucas Villa, who was later shot 8 times and eventually died from his injuries. Now, remember when the US State Secretary told Maduro to leave his country following the violence? He said that while standing next to Colombian President Ivan Duque.
It's truly an honor to be here with you, President Duque.
Gee, I wonder if the US will now tell Duque to leave his country.
All over the world, citizens in democratic countries have the unquestionable right to protest peacefully. Violence and vandalism is an abuse of that right.
Oh, really? But when anti-Maduro protesters caused violence and even burned a truck carrying humanitarian aid?
By this sick tyrant Maduro, who's denying food to starving Venezuelans and medicine to sick Venezuelans, burning trucks with... This is the worst of the worst of a tyrant.
What are you talking about? You're saying Maduro burned a truck carrying aid despite footage showing an anti-Maduro demonstrator throwing a Molotov cocktail at the truck? And if you look at neighboring Colombia, government-sponsored violence goes well beyond the current president. During the reign of President Alvaro Uribe, soldiers got rewards for killing members of FARC, a left-wing rebel group in the country. This led to the false positive scandal, in which intermediaries posted fake job offers, and when mostly poor people would show up, they'd get dressed up in uniforms and were killed as rebels for the rewards. If you've never heard of this, that's probably because this wasn't happening in Venezuela under Chavez or Maduro, but under a US-friendly government. And not much has changed since Uribe.
Ivan Duque, the current president, kind of is a protege of Alvaro Uribe. He's from the same party. Duque has almost no political background. He was really just groomed to continue the legacy of Alvaro Uribe.
Duque's obsession with piling up bodies is creating the same conditions that led to the false positive scandal.
News broke of new orders within the Colombian military to double the number of criminals or militants killed. More alarming was the order that soldiers not demand perfection in carrying out operations.
That is flat out scary. I mean, imagine Venezuela's government essentially giving its security forces a blank license to kill. But apparently, if you're good with the US, like Colombia's government, you can pretty much get away with murder.